G'day guys, it's Josh from Boorman Lawyers. I'm here at Port Macquarie. I have just attended the Port Macquarie Local Court, which is the courthouse directly behind me across the road. I represented a client today. He's actually a pre-existing client who I've represented a couple of times in the past on a couple of drink drives, the last being in 2023. But on this occasion, he was actually charged with a suspended driving offence. Now, there are different types of suspended driving offences in New South Wales. This particular category of suspended driving was due to a fine default suspension. So effectively what that means is that he had some fines. He put them on a payment plan. One of the payments had defaulted unbeknownst to him. A notice was sent out chasing payment. Eventually, if the payment goes unattended to, then Service New South Wales has the ability to suspend someone's New South Wales driver's licence, and that's what happened here. So our client, unfortunately, didn't help himself. In August 2025, that's when he was pulled over for a speeding offence on the Pacific Highway. He was driving north of Coffs Harbour and pulled over for driving 15 over the speed limit. When the police did checks on his licence, it came back as endorsed as suspended. My client immediately paid the $200 outstanding payment to reactivate his licence, but the damage had already been done in the sense that he had already been charged by police. He was put before the Coffs Harbour Local Court. He does live in Port Macquarie, so we got the matter transferred down to Port Macquarie. We adjourned it a couple of times, but today was D-Day. We had to finalise it today. It was in for sentence. So I guess the thing with these types of fine default suspensions, most of the time, it's not necessarily an intentional flouting of the law. It's more of an unintended or inadvertent carelessness that has come about, which has seen someone drive while not realising their licence has been suspended due to unpaid fines. So for my client, earlier in the year, around January, the default occurred. He was running his own business at the time. He was doing vegetation management, taking contracts and travelling all over New South Wales. He was away from home a lot. He was also, that coincided with him going through a separation with his ex-partner and the mother of his children. So the last year to 2 years has been a tumultuous period for him. He had to actually wind up his business about 3 months ago. Actually just after the time that he was caught with this suspended driving offence. He has recently taken on a new employment position in Sydney for a government body, which he leads a team in vegetation management. I won't say which body it is, but certainly he does need to drive to get to and from Sydney, from Port Macquarie, and also to manage his job. He's only had that job for about 2 months now, so he's very concerned about how he will continue to manage that without a driver's licence. So his personal and subjective circumstances were very strong. He's been through separation. He's got 2 young children. He had to wrap up his business. He's got new employment. It does require him to travel and to drive for work. So these were all very strong mitigating circumstances for this matter. However, unfortunately, the massive hurdle for him was his very, very poor traffic record. He's got 3 prior drink driving offences, the last only being 2 years ago. He's got a couple of unlicensed drives, or 1 unlicensed drive, and a number of fine defaults on his record. So it kind of does show that even though he's been good over the last couple of years, he's stopped drinking as much, he's quit the party lifestyle and he's focused on work and his family, he still has been careless in attending to his personal affairs, such as his payment plans and keeping on top of that. I did give the court a little bit of assurance that moving forward, all correspondence and notices he's now directed to his email address, so they don't go unattended or unnoticed. So that gave the court a little bit of assurance that this will not be happening again. Now, the court gave him the absolute minimum disqualification we were seeking. It was quite a bold suggestion, seeking a conditional release order without conviction, but it was going to be a tough ask given his traffic record was extremely poor. Magistrate did jump to the next best outcome, which was a 1 month minimum, and considering my client's ongoing financial circumstances, did not issue a fine. So a conviction was recorded, a 1 month minimum licence disqualification, and no fine was recorded or issued. So in actual fact, a very, very good outcome today, especially considering how poor our client's traffic record is. But certainly he did have some very strong mitigating circumstances, which we really needed to present to the court. Certainly in every case, it's the personal circumstances, the hardships, the difficulties in a person's life is never presented to the court through the police or the prosecution. So that's what we do. We come to court, put the package together, we touch upon different angles which help mitigate the circumstances, and we present it to the court. And we feel we did a pretty good job of doing that today. That came through in the comments from the magistrate and the result that was given. It's a very happy and relieved client today, and he can get past this month and move forward with focusing on supporting his children and working. Thanks for tuning in here at Port Macquarie Local Court.
I want to thank you for tuning into Boorman Lawyers today. You can catch us at any of the usual social media platforms. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you've got any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to contact us on 1300 941 900.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this video today. I really hope it was informative and helpful for you. There's another couple of videos below that you might want to check out that may be very useful for the process that you might be going through at the moment. Please feel free to like, follow, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we've always got fresh new content coming through all the time.